Hi, this is Greg. I'm starting on another plexiglass piece today. I have my plexiglass ready to go, a smaller piece, and I have an interesting piece of wood. I think this is a piece of old flooring that was pulled up in someone's home. And of course, this is the part that you would walk on. This is not the part I'm going to use, but I'm going to use the underside of this piece of wood. It's got a little rusted piece going down the middle here. Anyway, and it's got great texture, great rusty brown texture here on this side. So, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to use a floating piece of plexiglass in this manner. And then I'm going to do some other kinds of hardware on this side. I learned a quick little lesson today. These little pieces of plexiglass, I've got a whole handful of them. If you have a plastic shop in your area, I would guess that they have a recycling bin where they have leftover pieces. One of the things I discovered, the paper on these pieces, it takes forever. I mean, it takes forever to pull this sticky paper off so you can get to the plexiglass. Well, I thought maybe if I hold it under hot water under the sink, well, that was the trick immediately. If you hold it under hot water, you can eventually just curl it back very, very fast. Otherwise, on some of these sticky papers, you're going to be just pulling and pulling and pulling. It's going to take a whole lot of time just to get the paper off. So hot water is the trick. Somebody else may have a better idea, but it sure works for me. And then I took my piece out to my rotary sander and I did sand down some of the edges. There was a little odd piece sticking out. Some of these have little odd pieces that are sticking out. Here's one right here. Well, it sands off very, very nicely. So I just put it on this rotary sander and got that little odd piece off. And then I ended up sanding all around the edges and giving it a nice clear finish. So anyway, I'm going to work on this today and see what happens with this thing. Okay, I'm continuing with the process with this plexiglass and this piece of wood. I do have the holes drilled, and I do have the plexiglass semi-bolted down, screwed down. I didn't put the screws in all the way, but I just want the plexiglass on here so that I can, kind of start playing with this piece and figuring out what I want to do. Here's what I've come up with. I've got an old medicine package. In fact, this thing is starting to leak, and I think I'm going to have to throw it. I have a flea market real close to me on weekends. It's about 30 minutes away. And there's a guy at the flea market that sells, he must have bought out some old drugstore or something, because he sells these old containers for medicines. And they're very reasonable at his table, and I've bought most of what he has. This particular package isn't in good shape, but anyway, I made a photocopy of the front of the package, and it happens to look like this, and I enlarged it a little bit, and I cut out the center part here that says pink tablets. Let's see, what's this stuff for? It's for excess stomach acidity. Well, I'm using it for collage today, and I'm going to lay the top part on top of my plexiglass, and I'm going to slide this other part that I cut out. By the way, I do mount a lot of my stuff on a heavier tag board underneath because it just kind of keeps everything nice and uncurled. Whoops, sorry, I'm flipping my camera around here. And I'm going to slip this underneath here. Let's see if I can get this in place like this. So it's got a pretty dimensional look down here, and I think I'm going to glue all this down. I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to put silicone on the back of this and glue this down on top, and then I'll glue my the bottom part of that label underneath also with silicone. And let's see, this side over here I've been playing with a whole lot of ideas. I've got a whole mess of old hardware pieces. Things that I've gotten from a recycling center here that recycles old household kinds of plumbing and electrical stuff. So I've just got in fact, I've got a big tub filled with these kinds of pieces. So I play with my my rusted old hardware, And I've come up with a few ideas. This piece I'm not going to use. I really like this. In fact, I've used one just like this in a previous piece. But one of the pieces that I've come up with is this electrical piece here, and I've screwed something onto the end of it. And I also have an old doll's head that happens to fit right nicely, snugly over the top. And I was laying that down, something like this, and I kind of like the whole look of this thing, but I've changed my mind. I'm not going to use this. I'll probably use this in another piece. I have something a little bit different. I have another electrical piece here, and I screwed in some old doll legs. I cut off the doll a little earlier, screwed those down. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this down in this manner. I've got an old gauge that I'm going to put up here at the top. And I also have some doll arms that I just kind of ripped off the doll a little earlier. And I think I'm going to anchor the doll arms something like this. I think. You know, I changed my mind, but I think this is what I'm going to do so far. So anyway, this piece, I may get it done today. I need to take my dog out for a quick walk right now while the weather's kind of nice, and then I'll come back and start to glue all of this stuff down. We've got some geese down the road. I'm taking my dog Roxy for a walk. And these geese come out. And she's a little bit scared. She kind of stays away from them. Come on, let's go. Come on. We're going to run. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Go, 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 go. Go on. Oh. So, anyway, these are the attack geese that live in the neighborhood, and they're not really scared of anything at all. Okay, we did make it back to the house safely. Roxy is safe and sound. She's pretty scared of those geese, but we're back, and I did get the rest of my piece put together, so let me get back to my plexiglass for a little bit. Alright, this piece is finished. Everything is glued down with silicone. Virtually everything is attached with silicone except for the legs, which I was able to screw in with this little electrical conduit. Let me turn it at a little different angle here so you can see kind of what's going on. Basically that's it. And all I need to do at this point is turn it over and put some hardware for hanging, and this piece will be ready to go on the wall. So thanks again for joining me for yet another plexiglass piece.